Greetings. Peace to you all. Peace is the universal greeting of the righteous, of course. This is another session of Drayon's empowerment, enlightenment, and motivation. Today we're going to elaborate on a few matters like how God always existed, and some other things. Go through some other things pertaining to, some Kabbalistic things and all of those things pertaining to Kabbalah. Just a few mentionings of things. Well, I'm going to get started right away. As in prior sessions, I told you that God, the Most High God, always existed in a place beyond space, even before the universe was created. And I know some people may say, how can anything or anybody always exist and not have something or something or some type of beginning of time or something that created it? Well, the Most High God, the God Jehovah, also known as Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, hasn't ever been created and has no beginning of days and has no end of days, and always existing with his wife Asherah, who is also the Shekinah. So let's go into this a little bit. If you find some ancient records or the historians in the world can help you with some of these things, the Most High existed in an existence before anything else existed in that place called the Supreme Beyond, or anybody else existed in that place, and was inside of something for a very long time, and sort of like a state of inertia. It was the time of the closed eye, where things only exist within the inner sight and inner perception and in the inner world of the God Jehovah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and not in the outside existing world or space or supreme beyond or in space. You have to really pay attention to this stuff. This is a little bit profound. Then coming out of this like orb, this etheric orb, this orb of ether, into a supreme beyond type of space that is endless, which is all ether, but has a terrestrial plane and etc. Then causing things to exist, and coming out of that with his wife Asherah, causing things to exist, being that he is the Most High, starting to create even in the supreme beyond, and causing beings and angels even to exist in a place beyond the universe. Not just talking about the angels and the existing beings in the universe, but those that he called into existence beyond space and before the universe even existed. And the animals, and who are also the children of the Most High, the children of God, and etc. And all of the beings that he created and called into existence. And believe it or not, a family that he had inside of himself, which were brothers and sisters that always existed with him, but he is their older brother Jehovah, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they always existed with him, but they weren't in the outside space of the supreme beyond until he told them to come into the outside space. And he, just like his wife told her family. So there were others that always existed with them, but he always existed as the Most High. So his family came from him. Asherah's family also came from her, but they were the only ones in the outside space of the supreme beyond. The others were inside of some place inside of them. Pretty profound. So you may say, well, what type of being was the God Jehovah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Well, the supreme beyond and the space of the supreme beyond is like an etheric and ethereal type of matter, substance, so to speak. And ether is all throughout, even in the supreme beyond, and even throughout space, and even in the universe. The Most High God is a part of that. This is why sometimes people depict, is God the sky? The Most High God is a part of that, which is the sky, the essence, the atmosphere, but always had a body. Had a head, arm, leg, head. And so did Asher. Being an Etherian being that always existed, a part of this substance of supreme and endless ether. But being the part of it that was over it, being the part of it that knew how to create within it, a world or worlds or peoples and created beings within it, beings within it, the type of supreme and most high being that knew how to rule it, and being even over that, ruling even over that, the endless space and ether, and etc. So what this is also called in the Kabbalah is the archetypal man, the Adam Kadmon. The Adam Kadmon is the supreme universal man who the God Jehovah, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is, that came from a place beyond existence, the supreme beyond, and caused the universe to exist. Causing the universe and all of the worlds to come out of his mind, his arms, his legs, and his body. The existing universe with all of its worlds. This is Kabbalistic teaching. The teaching of the Kabbalah and the Zohar, the HaZohar, the Book of Splendor, and the Kabbalah. So these are very profound and deep things. And Asherah, his wife, always existing with him outside, and they always being together, but in a place beyond existence, and he always being the head of his wife, being the ruler of his wife, being the husband of his wife, but she is also very powerful, and etc. That's why biblically it says that some of Israel were building altars to also Asherah, worshiping Asherah. This could be found in the Old Testament, worshiping Asherah alongside Yahweh. Alongside altars that they had attributed and that were unto the God Yahweh or the God Jehovah, because they always existed together. But Asherah is also known as the Shekinah glory, as I have spoken about and I have taught about in prior sessions. So this is very profound and very deep stuff. So the Most High God, the God Jehovah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has no beginning or no ending. His wife Asherah also always exists and has always existed with him. They were called in something the Ayin Sof or the Ayin Sof. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Jehovah, was considered to be the Ayin, the open eye, he who knew everything. This connotates the eye over the pyramid. He who knew everything from some place beyond existence, and he who was always able to know everything and see everything and all of those things. And Sof, in Jewish mysticism, the Ayin Sof of the name Jew in Jewish mysticism mean that he has always been endless, but Asherah, or the Shekinah, always being endless with him. And having no beginning with him. Just always existing. Very powerful stuff. So, this is very powerful. Dealing with the teachings of Kabbalah, it goes into how, creation and all types of universal beings and human beings and etc. on earth and in other worlds and throughout the universe. Because even the Quran and those other worlds and those other universes do exist. Because in the Quran, it says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or Allah, is the creator of all of the worlds and the universes. So there are even multiple universes. It is a multiverse where other universes exist, and he caused those other universes to exist as well. Coming from some place beyond existence. And in this place called the Supreme Beyond, not only did the Most High always exist, the Most High always had a palace with his wife, a palace that always existed. That nobody placed there, that nobody created, that always existed for him and with him when he came out of the orb of ether, where they had all type of sorcery and technology inside of this orb, so he can know how everything sees itself and know how everything is. And he came out of that with his wife, and he would just walk the skies. He would walk the ether, and walk the skies, and walk the heavens, and etc. Walk on air, walking on air, being an Etherian type of being, having also like a watery type of substance or matter with that ethereal type of essence. A being like that. A supreme being like that. Then coming into the universe, had his features, the features that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had and Jehovah had. But this became a spiritual, supreme spiritual, tangibilized spiritual heavenly body. And etc. Very deep and very profound. But these things are in the things of the Kabbalah. You know, the Kabbalah, to truly understand the Old Testament and the New Testament, you cannot understand that without the mystical Kabbalah. Without the Nasatra Hakma, the secret wisdom of Israel. In the Middle Ages, it was considered to be evil. The Kabbalah was considered to be evil. But it survived the Middle Ages, and without it, it is the secret teachings and the secret wisdom of God from heaven. And without it, you cannot truly understand, or you're lost, and you don't have the true meaning of the Old Testament and the New Testament and its mysteries. But it's very powerful. You know, even a spinal column in the body of going back into what I was saying, the body of every being has spiritual powers and things from God, things from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and etc. And even the spinal column has 32 segments. And it has powers and chakras that when you activate them, and that when you empower yourself with those chakras, just like taught by the Hindus, or the Brahmin Indians, the Eastern Indians, you start to unlock your divine power that God has placed within you. And then you ascend by that power into your skull. The skull is considered to be symbolically representing of the temple of great wisdom, and etc. And this is symbolic to how beings and all people were created after the likeness or in the image of the Most High, or the Lord God Jehovah, or that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused all beings to reflect how he sees himself. Because all existing worlds have come out of the mind of Allah, and the universes have come out of the mind and the body of Allah, and etc. So in the Bible and in the Quran, when it says the hand of Allah in the Quran, or when it says the arm or the hand of Jehovah, these things are actual, but they're symbolic and they're powerful. They have all of this symbolism and all of this power with it as well. It denotes so many other things. But I want to say that the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the God Jehovah, is an actual being that always existed. Peace to you all. Peace is the universal greeting of the righteous. And see you next time in the next session of Drayon's Empowerment, Enlightenment, and Motivation.